Hey everyone, and welcome. Today, we are going to cut through all the noise and talk about how to build a healthy lifestyle that you can actually stick with. We're going to break it all down into a super simple, step-by-step plan.
So, have you ever felt just totally buried in health advice? I mean, one minute you're supposed to do this, the next minute you're supposed to do that. It can feel really confusing, and honestly, it makes it almost impossible to figure out where to even start. If that's you, you're in the right place.
But that's exactly what we're going to clear up today. This is all about giving you a really clear, actionable game plan. We're not talking about fads or quick fixes here, just a straightforward way to build a healthier life, one manageable step at a time. So, where do we begin? Well, the very first, and you could say the most important step in this whole journey, is figuring out your starting line. You got to know where you are right now. Before you even think about changing what you eat or starting some new workout, health experts all agree on this one thing. You need a baseline. You have to know your current health status. And this isn't about judging yourself, not at all. It's just about gathering some data so you can make smart choices moving forward. So what kind of data are we talking about? Well, these are the big three: blood pressure, cholesterol, and blood sugar. These things are often called silent conditions, and for a good reason. They usually don't have any symptoms early on, so getting them checked regularly is absolutely crucial. It's pretty much the only way to know for sure what your numbers are. Let's just take blood pressure, for example. A normal reading is typically less than 120/80. So here's a question for you. Do you know your number? Just having that one piece of information is a huge first step in taking real control over your health. Okay, so you've got your baseline. What's next? Now it's time to build the foundation. Let's dive into what the core pillars of a healthy life actually look like. And to help us remember these pillars, there's a really cool framework from the Indonesian Ministry of Health called CHERDIC. It's a simple acronym that just perfectly sums up the essentials. C is for routine health checks. We just covered that. E is for eliminating smoke. R stands for diligent exercise. D is for a balanced diet. I is for getting sufficient rest. And K is for managing stress. It's a fantastic, super memorable guide to what really moves the needle. All right, so let's zoom in on that balanced diet pillar. Look, this does not have to be complicated. Just start with two simple but really powerful goals. First, try to get about 4 servings of fruit and 5 servings of veggies every day. And second, make sure you're drinking enough water, somewhere around 6 to 8 glasses. If you can just get those two things down, you are building an amazing foundation for your health. Next up, let's talk about the diligent exercise pillar. Experts generally recommend about 150 minutes of activity a week. Now, I know that can sound like a huge number, but look how easily it breaks down. It's just 30 minutes a day, 5 days a week. And the best part is, this doesn't mean you have to be killing yourself at the gym. A brisk walk, a bike ride, even just dancing around your living room, it all counts. And finally, let's talk about those last two pillars: getting enough rest and managing stress. This is all about recovery. Physically, that means you're aiming for about 7 to 9 hours of good quality sleep each night. And mentally, it's about actively dealing with stress. That could be through a hobby you love, meditation, or just making time to connect with friends and family. Seriously, don't underestimate how important your social well-being is for your overall health. Okay, now we need to talk about what's often the hardest part of all. You might know what to do, but the real question is, how do you actually make it a consistent, automatic part of your life? This quote from one of our sources just says it perfectly. It translates to, living a healthy lifestyle is not easy. One of the hardest things is to maintain these healthy habits. And that just validates a struggle that, let's be honest, we all face. But there's a brilliant little trick that can make a world of difference. It's a technique called habit stacking. And the idea is wonderfully simple. All you do is take a new habit you want to create, and you tie it directly to something you already do every single day without even thinking about it. You literally stack the new behavior right on top of an existing one. Let's look at some real-world examples so you can see just how powerful this is. Maybe you turn on the news every morning. That's your existing habit. The new habit you stack on top is do 10 toe touches. Or when you get in your car, you stack on taking 3 deep breaths before you start driving. Gonna turn on the TV at night? March in place for 5 minutes while it's warming up. See how it works? You're using your current routines as a launch pad for new, healthy actions. It's genius. All right, so let's bring it all home. We're going to put everything we've talked about together and recap the entire framework into one simple plan. So here it is, your simple 3-step plan for a healthier life. Step 1, start by knowing your health. Get those key numbers checked out. Step 2, build your pillars. Focus on how you fuel, move, and rest your body.
And then step 3, the secret sauce, make it all stick by using habit stacking to build those routines right into your daily life.
And that brings us to the end. So I'll just leave you with this one question to think about. Don't try to change everything all at once. Just ask yourself, what is one small new habit that you can stack onto an existing routine tomorrow? Because starting small, that's the real secret to winning big in the long run.